Well, there is a massive storm raging over Praveen Togadia's hate rant, but the hate monger is still defiant. When Headlines Today spoke to him about his venomous speech, he replied with belligerence, asking our reporter not to ask about it. He did not stop there. He in turn blamed our reporter for asking a question on his hate rant. Listen in to the provocation first.
And if you permit me, sir, my last question about there was a speech that you made in Hyderabad.
No, with capital no. You have violated the norms, and you are not a good journalist with integrity.
Thank you so much.
I'm repeating on the record. You are not a journalist with integrity.
Thank you so much for talking to Headlines Today, sir. That was Mr. Togadia talking to us about various issues that the VHP and the Saints will be taking care today in Kumbh with camera person Deep Gupta, Ankit Tyagi for Headlines Today.
But we at Headlines Today want our viewers to decide for themselves. We have the proof which even Mr. Togadia cannot deny. The hate monger first provokes and then blames us for highlighting his provocation.
पर मुस्लिम वोट बैंक के आधार पर ये देश में लूट चली है और इतना लूट नहीं कभी तो अपने आप को शेर समझने लगता है। एक हैदराबाद में
And if you permit me, sir, my last question about there was a speech that you made in Hyderabad.
No, with capital no. You have violated the norms, and you are not a good journalist with integrity.
Thank you so much.
I'm repeating on the record. You are not a journalist with integrity.
Well, Praveen Togadia there when being posed tough questions by my colleague Ankit Tyagi at the Mahakumbh, but chose to attack the journalist himself, called him a journalist without any integrity. Well, we leave it for our viewers to decide whether a journalist had the integrity or not when he posed these tough questions to Praveen Togadia, who still is defiant about the hate rant. Let's cut across right now. Ankit Tyagi on the phone line with us there. Ankit, Praveen Togadia still defiant, questioning your integrity there, refusing to answer any questions.
Absolutely, PT. In fact, the most interesting thing is that when in the morning I met him and there was other journalists also, he specifically said, if you ask me on my hate speech, I am not going to speak to you. But as journalists, it is our duty to ask questions whether Mr. Togadia likes them or not. And on being asked question, Mr. Togadia almost he got angry. He told me that he is never going to speak to Headlines Today or me ever again. And he said that this is a conspiracy that has been hatched to derail the entire issue that the VHP is trying to debate here at the Mahakumbh. But he remains very defiant, unapologetic, and also said that yesterday when I spoke to him over the phone, he said I did not incite any violence, I did not take the name of any community. But the proof is there for even Mr. Togadia to see that there are certain contents that he has made in that speech, and when asked to answer for his behavior, he completely refused. And now it is up to the authorities to take some action against Mr. Togadia.
With the political parties demanding a stern action against Togadia, they have a pertinent question. When Owaisi is in jail for what he did, why is Praveen Togadia being spared? Listen in.
पर मुस्लिम वोट बैंक के आधार पर ये देश में लूट चली है और इतना लूट नहीं कभी तो अपने आप को शेर समझने लगता है।
As far as the alleged hate speech of Mr. Togadia is concerned, I am pretty much sure that no action will be taken. And even if action is taken, the severity of the law will not be used against him.
इस देश में इसी प्रकार के भाषण देकर कट्टरपंथी मुस्लिम और कट्टरपंथी हिंदू विचारधारा के लोग सांप्रदायिक तनाव पैदा करके दंगा फसाद करा के आतंकवाद को जन्म देते हैं।
My colleague Ankit Tyagi is still with us. He, of course, joining us from the Mahakumbh. He posed those tough questions to Praveen Togadia, which we showed you earlier. We are also joined at this point of time by senior journalist Neerja Chaudhary. Ms. Chaudhary, let me come to you with this question. Now, politics of it aside, why is there two sets of rules, one for Mr. Owaisi, one set for Praveen Togadia? Mr. Owaisi right now is, of course, behind bars. What is stopping the authorities to arrest Mr. Togadia here?
Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Right, we seem to be having an audio problem with Ms. Neerja's phone line. We're going to try and re-establish that. Let's still cut across at this point of time to Ankit Tyagi. He, of course, been tracking all developments of this story there. He spoke posing tough questions to Praveen Togadia today morning at Allahabad at the Mahakumbh. Ankit, the man is still defiant. He refuses to apologize. He refuses to be questioned about his act. The act is there for all to see. The language that he used is for all to hear. Even now, there seems to be a certain amount of hesitation to go ahead and take strict action against this hate monger.
Absolutely, and this is what is surprising a lot of people. When there was this hue and cry about the speech that Mr. Owaisi had made in Hyderabad, there was a lot of people, lot of voices that had come for his arrest. But the same voices, most of them from the BJP, from other political parties, they seem to be completely quiet. And more than that, the government, this speech was made in Madhya Pradesh. So far, the MP police has not taken any action. One company was in Hyderabad. The AP police is yet waiting, and so is the central government. So it does seem that they are trying to sort of gauge the waters.
Exactly.
And don't want to right now take any action against Mr. Togadia.
You know, Ankit, stay on with us. Let's once again bring in Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist here. Ms. Chaudhary, that's what even my colleague Ankit Tyagi was stating right now. This man still is extremely defiant. But when we look at it, all those voices, all those people who were up in arms against Mr. Owaisi's hate speech, they seem to be completely quiet at this point of time. They seem to be following a very selective, secular approach here.
Look, I think, whether it's a hate speech by Mr. Owaisi or by Mr. Togadia, they have no place in India today. A democratic India which wants to move ahead. That's number one. Number two, law has to be even-handed. If Mr. Owaisi is in jail, then action also has to be taken against Mr. Togadia. There cannot be selectivity as far as hate speeches go.
Mr. Chaudhary, not just, of course, the state not taking, action against Mr. Togadia till now. He's extremely defiant. What about all those political voices? Ma'am, if we remember going back a couple of, just a month back, we heard people, the entire BJP top brass was up in arms asking for Mr. Owaisi's arrest. Right now, there's stone cold silence from that quarter.
Well, that shows their double speak as far as this is concerned. And hypocrisy. I think whether it's the BJP leaders on Togadia or Congress leaders or other party leaders, as I said, we cannot brook this kind of spreading of hatred. We cannot afford it in a country like ours. And strong action must be taken, whether it's Owaisi or Togadia. It's called for.
All right, Ms. Chaudhary, thank you for joining us. Also, Ankit Tyagi, who's with us from the Mahakumbh, reporting on the story. Thank you there, Ankit Tyagi. Posed some tough questions to Mr. Togadia today morning. Of course, Praveen Togadia first refused to answer any questions regarding his hate speech and then went on to target headlines today. Correspondent Ankit Tyagi questioning Ankit Tyagi's integrity when my colleague posed the question about his hate rant to Praveen Togadia himself. Of course, we leave it to our viewers to decide whose integrity is in question here. Is it a correspondent who is doing his job, putting out tough questions, or is it a man who still remains defiant after dishing out a speech which, of course, has left the nation shaken?